All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to make this pass-through. It's going to be two parts. So you have an inner and an outer. So first thing we're going to do, we'll have to see when you get it together, the inside's going to fit inside the outside. First thing we're going to do is we are going to create a new document. So I'm going to click Create Document. We're going to name this document Inner. I'm going to draw on this front view. So I'm going to click my sketch, click on front. My sketch pops up. And I'm going to get rid of, I'm just going to take the eyeball off those. I don't want to look at anything except for my original sketch. And I'm going to click on the front of my view cube. Grab my circle tool. I'm going to make a circle. And I'm going to use my dimension tool. And I'm going to measure that 2 inches. Then I'm going to extrude this. So I'm going to hit extrude. And I want that to be extruded to 4 inches. And you want to make sure that it's solid. That should be the default. Okay, so there is our tube, essentially, of our inner piece. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on a helix. So if you look at the top of your screen here, you're going to look for helix. Now you may have a different icon up here originally, so look in this general area for helix. And you want to click on your tube, and you'll see it starts to kind of wrap a line around it. We're going to wrap it around 1 time. So instead of the 4, we're just going to do it once, and then hit our check mark. So that'll be our curved pattern in a little bit. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw what I want my inside piece to look like. So I'm going to click on the bottom, hit sketch, I guess front in this case. Click sketch. And I'm going to draw whatever pattern that you want in there. I am going to put a circle in the middle. And I'm going to make that circle, so back in my dimensions, I'm going to make that circle 1/2 inch, so 0.5. Then I'm going to take a line tool, and from the center of my circle, I'm just going to make a little line up. Don't worry about this one necessarily, like how long it is or anything. Click my line to get off of that. It's not going to be part of your design. It's just going to be so that we can copy some stuff here in a minute. All right, I'm going to keep my design pretty simple. I'm going to grab another circle. I'm going to put it right in the middle here. And I'm going to put it right about there. Don't really care how big it is. It's just going to be aesthetically the way I like it, the way it looks. And then maybe I'm going to use my line tool. And instead of an arc, I'm going to kind of do that action. So, kind of like that. All right, now I want the right side to be the exact same as the left side. So instead of trying to redraw it and measure it, I'm going to use a tool called Mirror. So look at the top of your screen until you see an icon that looks like this. And I'm going to mirror. First thing it says is select a mirror line. So I want to choose this line that we made at the beginning, this one in the middle. And then it says select entities to be mirrored. So I'm going to select those 2 lines. All right, and once I have that done, I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. I'm going to click on this trim tool, a little pair of scissors there, and I'm going to get rid of this arc here, and I'm going to get rid of these 2 arcs right there. So this is all kind of one piece now. Now I'm going to make copies of this. So I'm going to use my pattern tool. So at the top here, there's a linear pattern. And again, if you didn't want if you'd rather use like your arc tool to make this is all the way you want it to look. So if you would have rather have made an arc line instead of this kind of diamondy shape, that's fine. Make whatever shape you want to make. So I'm going to go to circular pattern now. So once you have the shape that you like, I'm going to click on circular pattern. And I'm going to click on what I want to copy. So it's going to be all of these lines. And I'm going to go ahead and click on my center as well. And you can see that it copied it 3 times here. If you want it to be more than 3, if you want it to be like 4 or something, you just change that 3 to a 4. but I'm actually going to leave mine 3. I like 3 better. Okay, then I just hit the check mark. Boom, I got 3 of the exact same pattern. Now we're going to cut it out. The way I'm going to cut it out is I'm going to use a tool called sweep. So instead of, we're not going to extrude it, we're going to sweep it. So I'm going to click on sweep. It's going to ask what I want to sweep. I'm going to select all my objects here. Then a sweep path. And that's going to be this curved line that we drew with our helix. And we don't want it to add, we don't want it to remove, we want this to intersect. And I'm going to hit the check mark. And that will be the inside part of my pass-through. And again, you can use whatever pattern you want here. It does not have to look like mine. So if you're like, oh, that's how you do it, I want to undo it and do something different, go ahead, undo it, do something different. But the process will be the same. All right, so that's it for your inner part. Now we're going to do the outer, and I'm going to click on this little menu here. I don't want to have to redo a bunch of work. I'm going to go click on Copy Workspace, and I'm going to name this Outer. And you may have to choose where you're saving it to. I always made an additional folder. You don't have to do that. All right, now the only thing we're going to change here is on our sweep over here on the left side. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to edit it because I don't want it to intersect now. I want it to remove. So I'm going to hit remove and hit the check mark. Now it's got a hole in the center of it. So now we have kind of our base for the outer. Now if I leave it like this is the exact same size as our inner, and so it'll be too snug. We got to make it a little bit smaller. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to click on this surface, add a sketch, and we're going to use a tool called offset. So it should be up here at the top. So I click on the offset tool. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on my lines. I'm going to go around. I'm going to click on all my edges here. Do not want to click on any of these internal lines. I don't want to click on that line. So it's just going to be my outside bit. And here it's going in. I want it to go out. And I do not want it to go out 1/4 of an inch. That's huge, right? So I'm going to make it be 0.03. Hit my enter. And so you can see it made this 0.03 wide around all around the outside. Hit my check mark. Same idea that we did before. I'm going to sweep. I'm going to sweep the thing we just made. I'm going to sweep it around that coiled line. And I'm going to remove it. So we just made it just a hair bigger. All right. Now, if you want yours just to be a tube, that's fine. I'm going to get rid of this line. I'm just unchecking the eye here. Just don't have to look at that line anymore. I'm going to put a little bit of detail on mine. Again, you can make yours look a little different if you'd like. So I got to put a sketch on here. I have a curved surface, so I can't put a sketch on a curved surface. So I'm going to go to, in this case, I'm going to use my right view, and I'm going to put a sketch on my right view. So I clicked on right, clicked on sketch. And I'm going to draw a line going all the way through the center. Doesn't matter how long this line is or anything. But this is going to be a point that we're going to revolve around. Now I'm going to use my arc tool. I'm going to use a 3-point arc. And I'm going to make an arc. I'm going to kind of start it right about here. I'm going to cut into my shape. So I want to have this kind of nice arc right here. Use my line tool to finish it off. Okay. Now, to get that arc shape all the way around, I'm going to use revolve. My shape highlighted automatically. Just ask for an axis. I'm going to choose this line that I just chose. So it's wrapping it around. I choose remove. And there's my object. Now you can see here's the problem, right? Like I'm cutting mine in half. It's made it too small. So I'm going to have to go back and edit my arc here a little bit. That sketch. So edit that sketch. Make this arc a little smaller. Then do the same thing. Revolve this shape around this line. Remove. There we go. That looks a little better. And that is my outer. So that is saved and ready to go. Again, if you want to add other things like, fill it, you can kind of round some edges off here a little bit, that's fine. But you don't really need to. That is your basic shape.